Hey, my name is Roselina Malamole. I'm from Bosbeck at the moment, but I grew up in Shawel. I went to college in 1984, then I completed in 1986. I started working Kwandebele in 1987. Then it was so nice because I learned a lot from that community, the Ndebeles. Then I had to move to Giyani, Gazankulu. It was still under Zangwisi. And it was difficult because I was a young teacher. I was full of energy. Then I was doing a lot. I was arrested for being an activist. Then there was a lot happening in my life. Then I had to come back to Joburg because I was married. Then I worked in Joburg. But after a year, I moved to Northwest, where I learned a lot again. Then I stayed in Northwest and life was so nice. Then another call, they called me to Joburg because they said there's a need. I was going to start a school for street children. Then I worked with the street children. Oh, that was awesome. It was another experience of a lifetime because I've learned a lot from those street children. Then I worked with the street children for 5 years. That was another thing that I can say it was happening in my life because I was still young and I was doing a lot of things, projects, everything with those three children. Then I had to move to the Department of Water because also there they wanted they said I must come and work with them because they wanted me to come with my experience there. Then I worked with the Department of Water being a teacher. I was an educator, water educator. Then I was doing well also in that. Then the project, it was 2003 when that project ended. Then I went back to teaching. Then is where I can say my coming back to teaching, it was not nice because now things were not the same. Things were new. Learners are new. It's the learners that I can say is the millennium generation. They are moving. Then they want a teacher who's also moving. Then if you are not moving as a teacher, you can't cope with them. I grew up in a stable family. My father was a hard worker. He was the family life was so stable. Both parents we were a happy family. Then I was supposed to go to school. There was no reason for me not to go to school. Though in my community, most of the people, they didn't go to school because of what? They were not serious, some of them because of poverty. Because there was a lot of poverty and these riots were really affecting us because some of the houses in my area were burnt down. And these Inkatha Freedom Party members, when they are going to the graveyard, because my home is next to it's in Shawela, when you go, is in the route to the graveyard. Then we were suffering a lot until my father had to build a wall around our house because we were like in danger. Then we had to be safe in the yard. Then I recall another story when I was from hospital. I had just given birth to my second child. Then I was going home. Then they attacked us.
What year was this?
It was 1991. Then the nurses from Lisedi Clinic, they were phoning, hey, come back to the hospital because we had Shawela is fuming. There's a lot of crisis there. Come back with the child because we are not happy about you going back to Shawela. Then when they are talking to me, I was answering the house phone. Then I said, I couldn't even finish the conversation because we had to hide under the table with my child. It was so terrible. To be honest, that is the experience that I experienced during apartheid. It was another thing that I can say. It was terrible. 1993 when we moved from Soweto. Yeah, then I was having 2 kids because my first child is 1987. The second one, the one of Inkatha incident, it was 1991. Then we moved to Roselina. Life was so different because the house was so big, swimming pool. Life was easy and the kids started going to a nursery. The Portuguese are not easy people. They didn't accept us. They like to call us names and all that. But with me, I used to tell my children, tell them the apartheid people are in their graves. Then if they want to follow them, they can go there. We are not part of that because we are in the new South Africa. Then it's what I taught my children. Then I don't want I don't teach my children anything to do with apartheid or apartheid remarks or what. I teach them that we are in the new South Africa and we must live like any other people and then we must respect the democracy. Or education. I like that because our children really, to be honest with you, more especially our children who are going to multiracial schools where the former Model C schools, really they are getting education there. Most of the people, they say in townships we are not doing that. But in township we are trying the learners in the townships, they are not ready to change. They are still having problems, but they are getting everything for free. Even food, clothes, everything is for free. But they don't want to go. You go to class, they don't go to class. Then I don't know what is it, because it's not the problem of maybe there's no resources. It's the problem of lack of, the commitment. I must make sure that I keep encouraging them, like doing projects like these ones. It gives them courage. They know that they also belong. They come here to learn more about other people's opinions and all that. Then that will change them. Because I don't want to teach a child, then the next thing I see that child is nobody. Then that is not going to make me happy. Because at the moment there are learners that I taught while I was still young. Then when I meet them, I don't even recognize them. They recognize me. Then I'm happy, because some of them, and they're even doctors. Then I'm happy to be like it to be like that for me. It is a good story to tell, more especially for those people who are ready, who are really prepared to change. It's a good story. We can tell a good story, because there's a lot of changes.